Well, good evening to you. It's that Friday feeling again. Hope you're all well. First in the room tonight was Barry, followed by Lynn, Richard, and Bob as well. So good evening to you guys. We'll get going very, very shortly. Well, hello, good evening, welcome around the world, wherever you are, whatever time it is. And if by magic in a moment, Robert will reappear.
Maybe.
He likes disappearing at the start of the show each week, putting me in mad panic because I think, oh, he's gone. I've got to do it all on my own.
Yeah,
but you're always here, aren't you?
You're worried.
Good week, Robert.
Where was it?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I thought it was Monday.
Do you know what? I was coming up to my office from my house, and I got my drinks together. Stepped out the door, and it started chucking it there. It's like mad dash for the office, so I don't get too wet. But it's okay. It's all good.
You get rain now?
We do occasionally, Robert. Yeah, it's actually quite nice at the moment. It hasn't been too hot, and I know how you love the hot weather.
It's brutal here. Absolutely brutal. It's like nothing that I can ever remember being this hot.
So you're feeling hot.
Yeah. I think I'm going through menopause.
So tonight we want to share with you. I came across a nifty little plugin. Now, the company that owns this plugin, they're at the moment revamping their website.
No, wait a minute. Before you let that all go.
Yeah.
Because you're saving them tens of thousands of dollars here. They don't realize that yet. No, seriously. Thinking about this before you go, oh, I don't want that on my site, or oh, what does that look like? It's not about you. It's what you can upsell something that's very simple that looks so complicated to your clients. And make revenue every month on something that is simple for you, but they have no idea what it is to do this. Because right now, for you guys, you're thinking this could be complicated. But when Stephen shows you, it's really not that bad. It's only going to take 16 hours and 3 weeks, and you should have it built.
You could have it ready for this time next year. No, this is quite exciting. I came across it by mistake while I was doing some research into some other stuff, and it's something I think people take for granted with their websites at the end of the day, and it is something you can offer as a service to somebody else. And the cool thing about this is the fact that I'm just bringing up the front end of my website to share the screen in a second. Just send a couple of things up. That this little feature here alone, you guys are going to love. So I'm going to share my screen and just bring up the right screen. There we go. Here we go. Right. You see my screen, Robert?
I do.
Cool. What I will do as well is see if I'm on the right audio feed for my. I should be. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this. If not, it'll be fine. So there's this new addition to my web agency site. And this is little microphone on the side here. And when you click on it, and you can type your search query for the whole site, but you can click on this little microphone, and I'm going to hit the button, and I'm going to say something into it. Web design.
Let me search it.
So when you're on your web, whether you're on the desktop version with a microphone, or a lot of people have got their mobile phones, right? Voice search is a great feature to have, and Google loves voice search. So what you'll be able to do with it very quickly is add the little button. So when someone's on their mobile phone and they can't be bothered to type on the little keyboard, they'll be able to hit a button and just speak into it and go web design or whatever you may be. All right, whatever it may be that you want to search for on the site. And then it'll bring up all the results related to that site. You'll be able to click on it and go and have a look at what's on your site accordingly. So I'm going to show you how long this takes. Now, I hope you guys have got your teas, coffees, and drinks ready, because we're going to be here for about 5 hours showing you this. So, are you ready? This is.
Should we put up a timer?
You can do if you want. So, in the WordPress repo, there's a plugin called Universal Voice Search. Now, I've already installed it on this site, but you very simply come into Plugins, Add New, and you type in Universal Voice Search, and I'll pop it in the Zoom chat in a minute as well for people. And this is first one here that says activated. All right. Now I went to look at their paid plan they show in the plugin, and it goes, we're revamping our website at the moment, so there's no paid plan, there's nothing to sign up for, and this just works. You literally click activate. The moment you've clicked activate, you then go to your front page, and you can use it with a search box and the microphone, and it's done. That is it. Just install a plugin. So those everyone who's in the group right now, pop in the chat. Are you disappointed that I didn't keep you on a call for 5 hours? Because when I showed Robert this earlier, you were sort of saying, "Oh, should we wind people up about it?" So it's as easy as that, and then you've got yourself a little microphone on your site that someone can just use their mobile phone. They go to your site. It's great for people with disabilities. Most, so that's what I'm saying on here. Now, what do you
now
do
what to do with myself?
Yeah.
Like Don,
yeah.
you know, he just sits in front of that computer and doesn't have anything to do ever.
So it's really cool.
See, you can do things that are simple to make sites get dressed up and charge for them. And you know, it's that magical black box called a computer that nobody knows how it works or why it works or what it does. But when it goes on their website and they have voice search, they have chat robots, or whatever you want to call those things, chatbots on their sites. Those are all things you can look into. Now, as long as they're not conflicting with your site and aren't complicated, taking your time away from what you're doing, it's a win.
Yes.
And I think the real functionality behind that is supposed to be, because you're on a mobile device, it's hard to type. So they want to be able to say in the mobile device that you're searching for something on that site and they're looking for something in particular. Is it perfect? Probably not. But again, it's something that allows your clientele to see that you want to do extra things for them and for their sites.
Correct.
Added surfaces, so to speak.
Now, in the coming weeks, we're in the middle of revamping all our pricing on DFY Magic themes. And so at the moment, the inner circle is $47.20 a month. And we for those that sign up on that, we also include our hosting package within that, even though it's not on the salesy page part at the moment. We are soon to revamp everything so that we're going to be including some themes and some training, some other bits and pieces for new people coming in. And it's going to jump to close to $100 a month for a number of licenses for the system, the ready-made themes with all the content, the web hosting, some other bits and pieces. And that's going to be our lowest package you'll be able to buy into eventually. So if you are someone who's watching this, and soon we're going to switch to the inner circle where we talk about a lot more different sort of inside secrets, bits and pieces. We get shares from our members who are on the live Zoom call. And also people get to ask us stuff to do with the rank and rent business model. We like to call it actually rent and build, rent, and then rank. That's what we prefer to do, because in this industry, everyone talks about rank and rent. And what they say is you build a website, you get it on page 1 of Google, and then you start sending the leads, or you rent the site out. 2 options there. But the problem being, as we all know, Google's changing every day. So you have to do an awful fair amount of work. There's hard work with any business you work from home. There's no magic push button. There's some cash, apart from the cash point machine, which you've got to put money in your bank to get the cash out anyway. So with this system, we've built, for those that don't know us, we have ready-made websites with all the content on, from electricians to plumbers to HVAC. And they're easy WP Vivid install files. You set your hosting up, you restore the sites we built, you change the username and password on the site. And then after you've done that, you add your Magic Code Builder license key to it, and then all the content appears. You change some boxes in the back end, company name, address and phone number, and the site's ready to roll. Just leave it there and then build another one and do the same again and again. And so the new package coming out, you'll get, when we release that in about 3 to 4 weeks time, you're going to get the agency website included. We're going to do the training so you can follow the steps of what we do to get to where you want to be. And then ultimately at the end of it, you then got the option to upgrade. And we're still talking about the packages. We may include a choice of another website within that first package.
So let me just step on that for a second, Steve.
Yeah.
People want to break into something to do online, and many people are confused where they should start. Many people are hearing about rank and rent industry, and it is growing, and it simplifies a service industry website for a business, because the business wants to just run their business. They don't want their website to run them. And that's why the high percentage, I think it's 25 to 30% of new business owners never even get a website started, because they don't know where to start, who to talk to, and they're afraid. They're absolutely afraid they're going to get ripped off because they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And for many people that want to get into this, they don't know where to start. They don't know who to ask. They don't know how to get going. So they're trying to go from ground zero, watch YouTube videos, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Watch to your heart's content. But let me just ask this one question. How much is your time worth? Because you can have people watch YouTube videos for a year or 2 years and are trying to get going, but they don't know what direction to go and which way to go and what niche to pick. And when the question comes up, that's not in the standard training. When your question is personal to you, that you don't understand something, who do you ask that question? How do you get that answer? Do you go to YouTube and type in your question exactly the way that you want to ask it and see if YouTube gives you the answer? Because I don't think it will. And second of all, you don't know what you don't know. And I say that a lot, because when you ask a question, or you have a question in your mind about how to do something, but you don't even understand the thing that's holding you back, you don't understand why it's holding you back, or why it's broken, or why it's, in a worst case scenario, it's like working on your computer and you get the blue screen of death and you go, what the hell just happened, right? For those of you that never happened to, good for you. Happened to me many times. And it's like, when you get the blue screen of death and you don't know what to do, there's no manual for that. You can turn it on and off all day long, right? That's the first thing, is turn it on, turn it off. And then you're going out to support and you're trying to get somebody to help support you. Well, nobody's going to support you for free. You're going to pay for that, or they're going to, this is a personal experience, right? Many years ago, I didn't know what I was doing, and I was trying to hook something up. And lo and behold, I paid for someone to log in remotely to my computer and try to help me. And they did. They helped me with the problem I was having. But guess what they did also? They left the back door open of how they logged in. And the following week, I was working on my computer, and all of a sudden, my mouse started doing things on my computer, and I wasn't touching my mouse. So the pointer was going through files and looking at my billing, and And I'm watching this on my screen and I'm freaking out. Like, what the, who's got in my computer? I didn't know what to do. But at least I was smart enough to say, just unplug the damn thing, right? That's what I did. And I was freaked out about that for a long time. How did that happen? And through some other investigation, it was because the other guy that helped log into my computer remotely left the remote access open. And somebody else just found it, got in, and started looking at all my files. So I didn't know, and I didn't know who to ask. So when that happens to you guys and you're starting a new business and you're online and you're thinking, okay, well, I'll start building websites. I can be an agency. I can do these things, right? And you can. I'm not saying you can't. You can go to YouTube and you can spend years, literally years, trying to get going. Your perseverance, your dedication that you're going to make this work no matter what, your drive, that's what's going to get you to the goal line. However, you can shortcut all of that by getting help, by getting into a group of like-minded people that are doing the same thing. And I guarantee you that if you have 10 people, as much as you want to say you all think alike, you like certain things, but you don't all think alike. You're all different. And that difference is what makes the community, the group of what we do every day, every week, so special. Because you have one person doing one thing, another person doing something else, but yet when we all talk about it together, those things gel. Because this guy answered the other guy's question at the same time of telling us this is working or this is not working. And that's all in the inner circle.
And I think that's the exciting thing, Robert, is the fact that not only that, being part of the inner circle, you get our support, you get mine and Robert's support. There's people in this group that will know that when there's been an issue and they've raised a support ticket, and we get onto that and we have a look and say, well, actually, we need to hop on with you because of X, Y, Z. We will jump on calls with people. We will help them, providing it's related to DFY Magic themes. If it's not, then we normally say, well, there's going to be a price involved for the time. But on average, we'll help most people out. If there's a problem with the hosting, we get that sorted. We try and come up with answers for things. I've got people that I work with that if I don't know the answer, I can go to them and ask them that question of what the problem is. So you get the full support with this. And the main thing I was getting at, Robert, was the fact that at the moment, the inner circle with hosting is $47.20 a month. Now, when that's gone, it's gone. And then we're going to release the packages on our website. So you'll be able to pick a package, including licensing for the themes and other bits and pieces. And so if you are someone who's thinking of getting into this business, get in now on the inner circle deal, and the URL will come up when we switch to the inner circle. Get on now, because when we launch this new package system, we're going to do a special deal for those people who are already in. And right. So you'll be getting a monthly deal better than what it will be when it's launched. And that's the main thing. And then the prices are going to go up on the number of sites you want. But on all the packages, we're going to do unlimited hosting. There's not a problem with that. So you can bring all your sites over to the same hosting and set up from there. So that's the exciting thing. I had one other question generic question coming in the week, and someone said that they're really worried about all their sites being on one server, right? Now, I've looked into this and I talked to a friend at Google. Google doesn't care if your site's all on one server. They really don't, right? And the thing is, as an agency, you could be managing 100 websites for somebody in one account, and it wouldn't matter because you are managing those sites. And if you know what you're doing, you can still get those sites to rank without a problem, right? The thing you have to be worried about is recently Google started, we've mentioned this on another call, Google is suing somebody for having tons of GMBs, and they're selling them on, they're doing all sorts of them. Don't buy GMBs, right? In my business, whilst GMB is nice to have, I don't worry about it, and I'll tell you why. I set my website up, I get it on page 1, I submit it to Google. If they give me a GMB, right, then so be it. I may claim it in a separate Gmail account just to safeguard myself, If they give it to me, then I'll let it. I set it and forget it. I leave it. Right. Never sell a GMB because you'll get caught out. Don't buy a GMB because you'll get caught out. Right. Because Google knows when you transfer a GMB from one owner to another. And they look into these sites sometimes and check what you're doing. I always think it's better not to worry about GMBs, worry about getting leads to your site. And there's two ways. One, organically, get the site to page one of Google eventually. Second way of doing it is to do paid advertising once you've got money coming in. And this has always been the problem in this industry is which do you do first? Rank the site to make money. You can wait months to Google and Bing to rank your site, or rent the site out. And our business model has always been put a price on your site, let's say $500 a month, but bring someone in for the first 6 months at $99 a month. Get them renting that site. All you need is 10 sites to make $1,000 a month. It does with our builds. It doesn't take you long to put 10 sites up. Put some business information on. If you don't want to get into Twilio and call tracking and all of that, you just get a site online. Offer it to put their data, but the local company's data on that doesn't own a site. Get them to the site. And if they go, what about changes and this, that, and the other? So we'll talk about that. If they want extra data adding, you can charge them for it. Charge them for updating their GMB. Because the moment you get a site rented to somebody, you offer to update their GMB with a website address. You offer to get, you say to them, you must get your vans sign written if you've got vans, or sign in your car window. You must get all your paperwork updated. Encourage them to do all of that, because once they've done it, they're not going to cancel. We think 6 months down the line, they got everything up, signed, everything online, social media, all the links are out there for that site they're renting from you. And they go, no, I'm not going to carry on. So you then rent it to somebody else. Well, guess what? Their van still got everything on there. You change that phone number up and boom, you still own the site. And that's the advantage of online real estate. Realistically, if you know how to build a website, it costs you a price for a domain name, which is $10 a year, plus your hosting. If you know how to build these sites and set them up, if you don't, then you come to DFY Magic Themes, go and have a look at rankrentwebsites.com and go and look at the free training. And at the moment, there's an offer on there that you can get a lifetime deal on some sites, and that will be going. So, but the thing is we want to get as many people into this business making money, and that's the exciting thing with it, isn't it, Robert?
Absolutely. And here's a comment already, Bob. He's already got universal voice on his website. So wow. Our training, we try to get most complicated, hard stuff in the world to do, so that you have to talk to us more to get them set up. No, we want everything as simple as possible. We want to make sure that everybody can build a site, and that's the primary directive here of Done For You Magic Themes. Is when you build our sites, they come with content. They're already done. They're simply an adjustment. So the agency site has all the demos attached to it. You don't have to build demo sites to go show people. Literally, you install the agency site and you're in business. And you start selling the sites that you have that are on the agency site as demos. Send them a link to the demo. It doesn't say go to Done For You Magic Themes to buy my site. It's your site. It's on your domain.
Mm. So we are, unless you want to say anything else, we are going to switch to the inner circle and start sharing some other golden nuggets, Robert.
No, and I just, for people that are on the fence about anything, I always say it. Find somebody that you can relate to, somebody that you can know, like, and trust, somebody that is going to be there for you for the questions that you don't know what to ask yet, because they are going to come. And if they're hidden by a no reply email, if they're hidden or that you can't reach out to them and talk to them or know how to get help, it depends where you're at. If you know everything and you're good, you don't need help. But for most of us, we always have questions. I don't know about you, Stephen, but I have a couple all the time.
Yeah.
So if you consider it.
Yeah. So if you are thinking about joining the inner circle, go to dfymagicthemes.com/live4U. It's on the screen. We're switching to the inner circle to share with our inner circle members only, and we'll see all the other groups same time, same place next week. I'm going to hit play.